Hello, everybody. Welcome back to King's Lethal. I'm one of your hosts, Nick. Today, I wanted to bring you a lore video slash speculation. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the lore from the Magic's past, as well as some speculations I have moving forward of what, if I was to write the story, of where I would be interested with it going. I'm probably going to give you guys a couple of different timelines or avenues, if you will, multiverses. Um, but yeah, so the year currently right now, as I record this video, is 2022, and the first set of this year, Neon Dynasty in Kawagama, is being released actually this Friday, or the pre-release is this Friday. That being said, what we know from the storyline so far, with the Phyrexian overtones, what we're going to be talking about here, or the story of what's going on with these Phyrexians. We know previously on Kaldheim, Vorinclex was on Kaldheim, and he actually took some of the World Tree sap or the Cosmic Elixir with him, and we don't know the purpose of him taking that yet. Obviously, there's a reason. They wouldn't just go there and just not for a reason, so he had a reason of wanting that tree sap. But with Neon Dynasty, the cool part is we know that there are a couple planeswalkers currently on Kawagama. One of which being is Tezzeret. And then also we have the Wanderer, or the Emperor, and we also have Tamio. Those are the three big ones moving forward in the storyline. There is one more. He's actually, I forget his name, but he is pretty much the Emperor's friend from their childhood. That being said, we're going to redirect our focus back to this Phyrexian storyline. At some point, Jin Katakis, who's also on the plains of Kawagama with Tezzeret, they're working together. And at some point, Tamio puts what they call the reality chip onto her to help the Emperor who had it on her, but it was causing problems. It was originally meant for her to be able to control her planeswalking powers since they were kind of corrupted and she couldn't really control them as well as everybody else. So Tamio takes it, she puts it on herself, and in a battle, Tezzeret sees this and he pretty much takes control of Tamio and teleports her and Jin Katakis and himself back to, I'm assuming, Phyrexia, New Phyrexia. And or back to somewhere. And they actually complete or perfect Tamio, making her the first ever Phyrexian planeswalker. The reason why that's so cool is that just opens the door to so many ideas and possibilities. This is where part of my speculation comes in. Is if we look at the timeline, we know the next set or expansion for Magic is going to be the Streets of New Capenna, which is, from what they're telling us, from what the little bit they've given us in tease so far, is it's pretty much Mafia. Just to picture, the boys back in New York. You know what I'm saying? Picture them, the Mafia doing their thing, but it's demon families. And I think angel families as well. And they are pretty much running the streets of New Capenna. I don't think that set is going to impact this storyline per se. We may see a little bit as far as some planeswalkers meeting up and talking and discussing, knowing that there's this threat out there, and they're looking and recruiting some new help. There's a speculation that we might be getting Elspeth back, possibly even a couple returning who we might have thought were dead. Um, but again, that's all speculation. We're going to keep focusing on this Phyrexian undertone here. The set after that is where I think things are going to start heating up and getting a little spicy. Um, I think the set after that is going to be Dominaria United in the timeline that we know of. I think on Dominaria United, just from the name of it, is obviously now this is where we finally find all of our planeswalkers, if you will, the Avengers, who are all teaming up to face this new foe. Just think War of the Spark Part 2, kind of. All these planeswalkers are gearing up. They're getting ready to go and take on this new version of Phyrexia, whatever it is. But I think on Dominaria United, they are underestimating the threat of Tezzeret and the Phyrexians. And one big planeswalker that I want people to keep an eye on moving forward, as far as my speculation, is going to be Teferi. Teferi is, if not the number one fan favorite planeswalker, he is definitely one of the favorites. He's up there with Jace and Chandra, Garuk, Nicol Bolas, as just one of those, just one of the fan favorites of just the story and just who they are. That being said, I would not be surprised if Teferi is possibly our first crushing heart blow. Just remember back to the Avengers, that scene where Thanos snaps his fingers, and they look back at Iron Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man on, I believe it was Titan, and Peter fades away. Right? Remember how heart and gut wrenching that was when everybody saw it. Tears were dropping for sure. I think that might be this moment in the Magic storyline. The reason why I picked Teferi, or I think Teferi might be one, there is definitely a lot more like the ones I mentioned, Jace and Chandra, but I don't think any of them will be as impactful. Kind of, and again, Avengers reference. After Iron Man snapped his fingers, and that was that last moment, everybody was like, "Man, that's rough. It's hard to deal with it. We have to accept it. It is what it is." I think that'll be the moment for the Planeswalkers to go. If he underestimated, he's a time. He time travels. If he underestimated what they are, who they are, what shot do we have? And it will be that moment of doubt and fear for the Planeswalkers, realizing that this threat was a big one, but now having Teferi on their side, a perfected Phyrexian Teferi, I think that is just a scary thought in its own, because now, looking forward, after Dominaria United, we got the Brothers' War. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Brothers' War, I'm going to go ahead and read you a little bit of tidbit about the Brothers' War. After about 5,000 years had passed, the nation of Argiv was founded, and the brothers Urza and Mishra were born. The two were sent off to camp to study artifice with the archaeologist. After some time, during an outing to survey a new dig site, the two brothers found the Power Stone and Petastone in a cave, and it inadvertently opened the portal to Phyrexia when they took the stone and it split again into its two halves. This event would ultimately be the undoing of Dominaria. Dominaria United, going back and just connecting the pieces. Seeing his opportunity, Yawgmoth sent through the Phyrexian demon Gix to scout. Eventually, the brothers' rivalry developed into the Brothers' War, and Mishra eventually made contact with the Phyrexians. Gix had built up a religious following of machine worshippers, and he used his influence to manipulate the two sides. He offered aid and Phyrexian equipment to Mishra, even completing him. So Mishra was completed, or perfected. And the plans to defeat Urza were foiled when he activated the Golgithian Silex. I believe I pronounced that right. Golgithian Silex, obliterating Argoth, the site of the war's final battle. After the time of this blast, the Shard of the 12 Worlds was formed, and the Phyrexians were once again unable to travel to Dominaria. Okay? Reason why that's so important is that actually set into motion the actual sets from way back when of the Ice Age. Okay? So setting forth the Ice Age, I think, and with the Phyrexians having been defeated, if you will, by Urza, now with Teferi on their side, I think their plan all along is to time travel back, causing Urza to lose and Mishra to win, causing the Phyrexians to win, and their rule to be complete. Again, this is all speculation. None of this is guaranteed or proven fact. But it does stand for a very, very compelling storyline moving forward, especially if we get a couple more planeswalkers along the way that are perfected. Jin Kataxis himself even tells Tamio, after she's been completed, "You are the first of your kind, but you are not the last," meaning they do have plans to perfect more planeswalkers. The other speculation I have moving forward, this doesn't really make sense right now just based off the time frame, but I don't trust Tezzeret. And if I was Phyrexian, I wouldn't really trust him either. Obviously they're using him as an ally for now, and I do believe they have plans on trying to backstab him. But if we remember back to War of the Spark, Tezzeret actually infused himself, or infused the planar bridge into him, which he actually uses in Neon Dynasty to teleport Genkatakis and himself and Tamio to wherever they complete her at. Um, the new Planeswalker actually says it himself, like a purple bluish portal opened up, and they were sucked through it. And he said it doesn't look like anytime he's Planeswalked, he doesn't look familiar to him. It was new, which I believe was Tezzeret using the planar bridge. The reason why I bring that up is I think Tezzeret has an underlying motive here, and I think his underlying motive, may be, and again this is all speculation, I think his motive might be, since he is a disciple of Bolas, is to try and locate somewhere or where Bolas is. We know Ugin took Bolas back to the spirit realm, and he is currently without a spark. He is pretty much detained in a detainment field, unable to move, and that's where Ugin told him he would spend the rest of his years in prison. I think it'll be interesting if Nicol Bolas somehow gets reintroduced back into this mix, and is either completed or perfected by the Phyrexians and Tezzeret, or if Tezzeret makes Bolas believe that he is going to bring him back to form and essentially uses him and absorbs him, and then Tezzeret becomes the ultimate bad guy. Again, all speculation. I'm sure, wherever Magic goes, I know I'm enjoying the storyline. I love reading and listening to lore. I love what they're doing with the Phyrexians. I love the fact that we have a new baddie. I am a huge fan of the Eldrazi, but I am okay with them kind of taking the backseat and letting Phyrexia have its moment. Little fun note about myself. I was into Magic as a kid, kind of got out of it for a while. You guys probably remember all that Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh craze. I was one of those kids. But I did dabble in Magic every once in a while, but never actually collected or bought a lot of the merch. I didn't get into Magic until actually New Phyrexia. I remember one of the first, I don't know if it came in this set, but I remember one of the first packs I opened with my brother. We actually got a Skithrix, and we were super stoked about it. We thought it was the coolest card ever. And with the Praetors and all the other Phyrexians, we just thought it was the coolest thing ever. My brother's actually a huge fan of Poison. I myself am not, because I'm not an asshole. But I mean, I am an asshole, but not that kind of asshole. But that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that this is where the timeline could be going? So by the end of 2022, we could be on the verge of War of the Spark, War of the Worlds, War of Completion by the end of 2022. I'm excited. I love where they're going with the storyline. I can't wait to see what they do moving forward. And like I said, I'm sure whatever they do, it's going to be awesome. I'm just hoping I have enough money in my wallet to continue to pay for all this stuff, because they definitely got me excited up in the old noggin up here. I love everything they're doing right now. A lot of the cards that are coming out are just, one, the art is beautiful, and then two, the effects are just amazing. And as an EDH player, I'm sure a lot of you guys who are EDH players as well are definitely excited for some of these cards. I know I am. That being said, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And again, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you guys think this is a possibility, or if you guys think I may be on the path or something here. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and share with a friend. I love and appreciate all the support you guys are showing, both on the Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube channel. Let's please keep this going. Let's make this channel grow. The more we make this channel grow, the more I can do and provide for you guys. Let me know if you guys like this video and you guys want to see more. And as always, stay lethal.